Hello friends and hello student. In this session we learn the function overloading in C++. So let us start. I first share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better way my video lecture. And here turbo C++ is there. I just double click and now take some time. And yes, now is open. Yes, and new file, and here our concept, that is a function overloading. So first, that is question, what is a overloading? So in C++, that OOPS, object oriented programming, and there are 7 principle or OOPS programming like class, object, data encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, and message passing, and data abstraction and data encapsulation. There are combined two concepts. So that is branch of polymorphism. Poly means that is Greek word, and that is a multiple. So that is a poly means multiple, and polymorphism taking more than one form, that is polymorphism in C++. So there are two type of polymorphism, static and dynamic. So that is a static first branch we have to learn. Function overloading and operator overloading, that is a subtype of static polymorphism. And dynamic polymorphism only one branch, and that is a function overriding, not overloading, overriding. And that is a runtime we can select which function user can select, base class or derived class, or we can say that super class or subclass, or also we can say that parent class or child class. So there are 3 word used. So runtime we can use the selection. So that is a late binding, also the dynamic polymorphism known as a late binding, and static polymorphism also known as a early binding, because function overloading and operator overloading already compile and then run. But dynamic polymorphism, that code is not compiled, user select the runtime which method call base class or derived class. So we that time we can use the virtual function and also use the pure virtual function. So that time we can that is a dynamic binding. So here we can now, that is first branch of polymorphism, static polymorphism, function overloading, operator overloading. And what is the meaning of function overloading? So I can explain. So what function name same, different argument, that is known as a function overloading. So like a polymorphism branch, so more than taking more than one form, that is a polymorphism. So function name same but different argument. So now I first declare, here we can see one examples through function overloading. So iostream.h, yes, and then you can taking the console input output stream is collection of bytes, and now in between definition of function, and that we can take the function overloading concept. So here we can take there are 4 type of function you have to know very well in C language if you learn. So no argument, no return value, with argument, no return value, argument but no return value, and with argument with return value. And function passing multiple value using pointer variable, but that is 5th type also. But here we can use with argument and with value, that type of user defined function. So here declare first return type integer and name is a sum, and then we can pass integer and integer, that is, and that is a rules in declaration time. You cannot write here variable name, so that is optional, so we cannot write. And the header of the function, like here is a data type and function name, and third part is a list of arguments. So function header is a 3-part divide or 3 sub part: return data type, function name, and list of arguments. So that is a function, and that is we can declaration. So we can take many function, like here we can return type integer but pass the different argument, like first is character and then integer. So compiler select that type of one integer and one character and integer, and here 2 integer is passed. Okay, now we can take float return type and function name same but different argument. So character, then integer, and then float. So is range, that return type, and that float. And next we can take like float again, and sum name same, and then we can pass two float or sum of two float value. Okay, so here is semicolon, yes, here is required. So that is a, and also you can double and pass the return type double and two argument for double, but that is sufficient. We can take the four sum of different data type, like first two integer, then character integer, and float, and two float. So now we can take main function and pass to appropriate parameter to our function. So that is a declaration. And now we can main calling part. That is, there are three main part: function declaration, function calling, and function definition. Okay, so here we can take first character variable, yes, and that we can static. You have to also take dynamic, but we can fix capital A. Okay. And then we can take some integer variable like x, y, and z. Okay, and float variable, yes, and p, and then q and r, eqr. Okay, and then clear the screen, yes, and then you can take the value from user, but printf not, we can see out and see, that is inbuilt class object. So that is object oriented programming, C++ is there. So here we can first but we can enter, but first save this file. So F2 is a shortcut key, and here our goal, the function, and that overloading, OVR. Okay, so for maximum you can give the 8 character your file, and .cpp is there. So yes, that file is saved, and here we can enter the X and then Y. Yes, all are one scanf, C in or C out. So console input and output, that object name. So, and that is a output operator. You can also say the like insertion operator or a put to operator. So here that is output operator, and we can scan X, Y, and Z value, first three integer value. So all are in one. So C in and X, then Y, and then Z. So one statement you can use more than two input or output, that non-concept in C++ cascading IO. Okay, so that is also cascading IO. So here there are three input operator we have to use, so that known as a cascading IO. Okay, then let us take character we can pass, and now we can turn as a float variable. So here we can also message enter integer xyz value. Okay, so that the user can alert enter integer xy. So that is pass the integer value, enter integer xyz. Okay, so that is integer, and now we can say that float, enter float e and then q and then r value. Okay, so pqr, and then same we can p, q, and then r. Okay, so all are in one. Okay, now our calling is start, but we can take appropriate handler. So which type of data type use? So return data type we can use in our handler, that is known as a left side, that work as a handler. So here we can take a, and that calling our sum and passing to first our xy parameter. So that is sum, and then we can now call in one sequence, and then printing we start. So that is second is also integer, so handler is a b, and sum we can then call pass the first is a character, so we can pass ch and then z. So we can scan the three integer variable x, y, and z, and then can take c variable, and that is but float is there, so we can take the float handler, float the return data type. So here we can again call sum third time, and ch, yes, first, then integer. So all are use integer, but we can pass the x value again, there is no any error. and then we can pass the p as a float variable, and then last, that is a, we can take the d variable and sum, then pass to float, so remaining the q and r, so that is our float variable. So now our printing is start, see out, and you can say that the first, or we can say that integer sum. Okay? So we can identify integer sum. So here we can x and y integer. We can pass appropriate message, so we can remember which sum is taking. So x and y we have to pass. So integer x and y sum, okay? And is you have to not use. So that is just message, and here we can print our a variable and also provide one handle. So taking new line, that is manipulators, and just I copy this line and paste 3 times because that now remaining 3 sum. So next is a we can say that integer, and that we pass the first character. So here we can character just, yes, and we can just use int. So ch, and then we can z, so we can easily identify. So that sum is, and then we can print here b variable, that is our b variable. And now that is third, that is a character, yes, that is first character, then integer, and then float. So that type, so we can pass ch, yes, ch, then x, and then p, so we can remember that sum is, and that handler is a c, yes, float. And last, that two float, so directly here write float uh, q, yes, and q and r, yes, so last sum, and that is a we can take in d variable. So now all are complete, yes, and get ch, and now we can definition of member udf, user defined function, member function in class. So here we cannot take any class. I copy this all for, because definition and declaration only semicolon is different. In definition there are not semicolon, so I just copy and paste and remove this semicolon, and opening, that is body part. So a definition of function, that is divided in two main part, header of function and body of the function, that is body part. And in header there are three parts: data type, function name, and list of argument. And also body part there are three sub part: declaration statement, executable statement, and return statement. So here we can use only one body part, and that is a executable statement. We can pass return and then sum, and here we can take some variable. So here which variable we have to use. So here we can x y give, no problem, x and y you can use also, x y, that is a, that variable known as a formal argument, and then we pass in the main x y is a actual argument. So you can take the same name, or also you can take some different name, there is no any error. So here x plus y, that sum, and also you can ab or some different variable ij, whatever your requirement. So here we can give the same name, yes. So now second definition, and just remove and provide the variable, like here I use the we can use ch like 1, okay. So and here we can take some different variable, like next is a z, so here we can use like c, a, b, c, d, e. So e is not there, a, b, c, d, and also you can give a, there is no any error. Let us take a. So yes, so that sum. So in your mind is one question, how it's ch is a character data type. So that we can take the capital A. So that 65 ASCII code, that sum. So ch1 plus a. So that sum is written, and taking the b variable in our handler in main function. So here, and that is print here. Okay. So that ASCII code sum. Okay. And same way, that a third function, I remove this semicolon and open closing brace, and then one blank space between that is user defined function sub programming section of, you can say that in C language, but here C++ is there. So here we can use that C section. Okay, and here we can provide again ch1, there is no any error, and here we can pass like any variable like k, no problem, and here we can take some like all we can s, yes s use, no problem. So here also we can return just only one statement, and ch1 plus k and plus s. Okay, so that sum is done, and last is I think float, and all two float we have to pass. So here I take I and j, so that is you can use any variable, but here we can take different. Also you can use the p and q, that is float we have to assign in main function. So I save this file, and now here also last line, and then again save I plus j. Okay, so now I think save, yes, further that asking the yes. Okay, now all is well. I think first compile and check any error is there. No, sometime we can type all program at a time. That is, you can in first in your try you can take one that function, and then all that calling and definition, and then compile and run and checking. I here declare all the function, all the definition, and all the calling at same one place. You can in yourself one by one take and take no any error, but here let us check. Yes, there is no any error. So that is my practice, but you can take in yourself. You are beginning of the C++, so you can go step by step. First take two integer sum, and then calling and definition, and compile and run. Then take second sum, and then declaration, calling and definition, and testing, and then third, that type of continuous go to your sequence. So yes, now we can run this program, and let us check first two integer. So all are one. So one blank space or enter key also use, but here we can provide the blank space. Otherwise, you can also take enter key. Okay, now three float value. So we can give small value. So 1.5, yes, then 2.5 and like 3.5 small value. You can give any value, float value. So that sum, and that six value we can asking. Okay, other all are one is a our character, that is constant a, capital A. So let us first two integer x y, so easily message find out which sum is taking place. So integer x and y, sum is 30, yes, 10 and 20, 30. So we can easily calculate runtime. Character integer ch and z sum. So z is 30, and character a, capital 65 plus 30. So yes, 95, yes, that correct. So character and integer ch and z. So here we can okay write message that variable name to print, and then third character and integer and float. So what ch is 65, yes, and then x is only 10. So 65 plus that is a 10. So 75, and p is a 1.5. So 75 plus 1.5, so 76.5, yes, that is correct. And last only 6. Why? Because we can q and r, q, so 2.5 and 3.5, so that is 6, yes, right. So all sum is well, not any conflict or any ambiguity. Sometimes what happen, compiler in this function overloading generate the ambiguity. You can define so lower range convert into higher range, so that type also possible, but here there is no any conflict. So that is a known as a function overloading in C++. So I give very simple example, two integer sum, character integer. So character is sometime in mind your question. So that capital A is 65, that ASCII code sum in integer. So that is also possible. And arithmetic operation you can use in character data type also. So you can learn in C language. So that is possible. So now, and here character is a float sum, and here two float sum. So that is a function declaration part. Then all are calling, that is known as a calling part. And that argument is a actual argument, and definition, that is a formal argument. So all are formal argument. You can give this different variable name or same name, there is no any error. But give the sequence order maintaining this data type integer, so you can pass to integer. Like here, character, integer, float, so you can maintain your sequence. First integer and pass then character, so that is a not proper sequence. So that type of I give the rules of that user defined function. So yes, I think you can understand very well what is function overloading in C++. So very easy definition. Function name same but different arguments. So look at our declaration. Function name some all are, but some passing different argument. So function name same but different argument, that is known as a function overloading. So with practical we can concept of static polymorphism first branch, and my upcoming video we can second branch operator overloading, and also some class programming, and then we can take inheritance, polymorphism, virtual base class, pointer, then file management. Okay, so all are step by step I go in C++. So you can watch my video lecture so you can better idea. So now I write this program to your C++ notebook. If you maintain, then I just close this file. Yes. So any question, so you can write in comment section. So I quit. Just subscribe my channel Ashok Sijal Academy. Press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting, and sharing my video lecture. And yes, Hare Krishna.